Hi. Good afternoon, everyone. Today we have a really exciting session. I mean, exclusively for the UCBs that we are conducting. Before I start the webinar, I would like to keep a few housekeeping points. First of all, for the first 5 minutes, we are going to give an introduction about the webinar. And in the next session, we are going to give the introduction of a speaker, and then I hand over the session to Mani. And in the end, the last 10 minutes of our webinar, we're going to have a Q&A session with the audiences. So, ladies and gentlemen, and distinguished guests. I'm thrilled to welcome you all to our highly anticipated webinar entitled "Enhancing Customer Experience for Urban Cooperative Banks in India." I mean, as we navigate through the digital revolution and the rapidly evolving banking landscape, it has become more crucial than ever to prioritize customer experience and adapt to their ever-changing needs. And we all know that UCB has been playing a vital role in our India's financial development, with over 1,400 UCBs currently operating in India. Um, Despite their long-standing presence in India, UCB has faced a set of challenges in demand of the modern banking consumers. So, according to one study in RBI, the UCB account has been the UCBs basically accounts like 3.6% of the total assets of the total of banking sector in India. However, in 2020, only 16% has been granted the license, to use the digital channels. This emphasizes basically the needs for UCBs to, the embrace technology and enhance their, digital offerings to the customers, uh, and to be competitive in the market. So that's what in today's webinar we'll explore the innovative strategies, best practices, cutting and technology that can elevate the customer experience in the UCBs. And we will delve into this topic such as digital transformation, personalized customer service, and the implementation of this technology for better understanding customer behavior and preferences. Uh, so uh, Before that, I would like to talk about cloud banking, what it is. So cloud banking is a robust digital platform, lending platform that completely automates the entire business process for any financial institutions, especially banks, UCBs, NBFCs, and fintechs, which increases their operational efficiency. Cloud banking provides ease of interactions with any third-party system, and it currently supports more than 10 loan products implemented in 10 different regions. So the top loan products that cloud banking offers are personal loan, business loan, auto loan, LAP, gold loan, and etc. The solutions that our software provides are digital onboarding, LOS, custom rule engine, then loan management system, co-lending platform, BNPL, and CKYC solutions. So, and then now I move to the introduction of our speakers. So our first speakers, we have Vishram Dixit. He has done his BCom in CIIIB MBA, and he is an experienced banker for 34 years. He started his career in 1990 in clerical grad. He has worked on all operational areas in banking, many times like excellent banking performance trophies he won. Areas of expertise he has is like credit, audit, marketing, and has led successfully 30 third party products like DMAT, ASBA product development. Since leading the Nasik Merchant Co-ops Bank, there is round about growth in business and profit, thrust on the use of technology for all areas of customer service. And then next we move on to Mr. Satyajit Dugal. He has done his BCom, LLB, PG, DM, BDBM, NCDO, and CAIIB. He has banking and auditing experience of almost 26 years. He started his banking career in 2000 in junior associate with RBL Bank. Worked in areas like secretarial, RCU, HR, risk management, admin, branch operations, and won the Best Branch Trophy for excellent performance in 2021. And presently working as credit automation department for implementation of LOS project in the Cosmos Co-op Bank Limited. So now I hand over the session to Mani.
Thank you so much, Shweta, for the brief introduction. I think it's not a brief anymore. It's like quite a long introduction. So 1 second. Yeah. So thank you so much, Satya and Vishram sir, to be part of this webinar. To give a background about me, I am Mani. I run a company called CloudBankin, which I think Shweta has given a brief introduction about us. We provide digital lending solutions to NBFCs, banks, UCBs, and fintech companies. So without any further delay, we'll just jump on to our topic, enhancing the customer experience, right, in UCB specific. I think before this conversation, I was having a discussion with Vishram sir and Satya. I mean, we are having a lot of webinars in NBFCs, banks, but unfortunately, there is no webinars that has been conducted with respect to UCBs. I think this is going to be the first start. I think I'm really proud to make this as a very good start. So this is going to be a Q&A session. So I'll be asking questions to Vishram sir and Satya. Maybe you can answer your questions, sir. Maybe if you want to give a quick background about you, Satya, what you do in Cosmos, and Vishram sir, what you do at Namco. If you can give a quick background about you both, then we'll get on to the questions.
Okay, Satya, you can start with first. I think
sure. I'm here with Cosmos Bank from last 12 years, and various departments I've worked with, also with the branch banking. And presently, I am on the LOS project, which is implemented by the Cosmos Bank. And this is actually a dream project for the bank, like the CBS project, which was implemented in 2010 in our bank. This is one of the same kind of project which we are implementing in the bank. And this will be a sea change for the bank, considering the processes which are manually conducted currently in the branches and the region office also. So it will actually will be a great milestone for our bank to shift to the LOS, and it will be a end-to-end journey for the loan processing. It will be the up till disbursements will be the LOS project, which will be in the second phase. But currently we are moving on the retail products, which will be in market for various retail loans up to 1 CR.
Okay.
So this project, which I'm working on right now.
Thank you so much, sir. Vishram sir.
Very good, Satya. That's a very nice initiative by Cosmos Bank. Let us admire they are taking some different proportions in the banking right now.
Yes.
I'm just working with Namco Bank for last 1.5 years. While starting this as a leadership, we made so many changes in the organization. First of all, the policy level, and now we are at the second stage, that the part of implementation of those policies successfully, and taking it to the third stage of the integration with information technology. The support of staff, support of board, and the support of customer is every now and then very much necessary. Otherwise, all these changes won't happen very smoothly.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for both the introductions. So let's we'll start with the first important question. We'd like to know how big the market of UCB, sir. Vishram sir, you can give your suggestion. So we all know what is the market about banks. We all know what is the market about NBFCs. I'd like to hear from you how big the market of UCBs.
See, UCBs, basically you can see the structure is formulated in Maharashtra and Gujarat and developed in Maharashtra and Gujarat rather than all other states. It has presence in Karnataka, Telangana, then Uttar Pradesh, Delhi, Rajasthan, but most predominantly the growth has been widely seen in Maharashtra and Gujarat.
Okay.
So as like other banks, I don't see any differentiation between the aspirations of the growth. See, market is wide and globally we are connected. We can't say that we are the small organizations. Yes, there are some changes in the strategies, then the availability of the funds, then the area of operations. All these things really matters. And here the growth of cooperative banks get sometimes arrested. And sometimes it can be seen in terms of huge proportions once the bank strategies are properly formulated. See, maybe more than 20% or more than 10% in any case.
Okay.
Every year.
Okay. Interesting.
So there is differentiating from cooperative bank with other banks. I don't see that can work, because once you feel yourself to be a smaller player into the area of banking, your understanding rather becomes restricted. Your growth proportions are rather restricted. So the growth can be seen in proportion with all other banks, all other premier banks, and you must contest and compete with them.
Okay. Okay. Got it. And Satya, what is your view on this, the UCB market?
I would like to add on this that nowadays, from last 5 to 6 years, the cooperative banks are also competing with the private sectors and the public sector players, and actually providing seamless banking, and all the digital channels are also being offered by the cooperative banks. So they are actually also on par with all the other banks, where the picture was not same 5 to 6 years back.
Okay.
But now the total picture has been changed. So cooperative banks are also moving ahead, providing the digital channels, providing the internet banking and other facilities, UPI, and all the latest advanced facilities which are at par with the private banks also. Maybe we can say that some products of many cooperative banks are far better than the private sector banks. So we can quote here that cooperative banks are also moving ahead, and since they are earlier they were not so keen on the business mix and business plans which are there right now in action. So moving ahead, cooperative banks will have a growth track record. So you can see down the line next 5 years, you can see the cooperative banks getting better than the other private players and the public players also.
Okay. I mean, we all agree that it has been competing with banks, but it is because due to RBI impose, or it is because of the need of the hour, or the customers are demanding more. Why there is a fast growth from the UCB standpoint, Satya?
You quoted it right. The 3 points which you have mentioned, the RBI, which is imposing some specific guidelines on cooperative banks to achieve their retail portfolio. Secondly, also there is a very big kind of competition from the private and even the public sector banks, which are actually competing right now, because they are also moving very fast. And third one is the total market share, which was very less. Now the cooperative banks also thinking that they also should move ahead and get better customers, because the basic criteria or the basic customers which are coming to cooperative banks is very limited class. So they are also thinking that we should also have, because we are also giving good kind of services, the technical service services to the customers. So the specific class which is not there with the cooperatives also should move to cooperatives. So they are also thinking and wanted to attract those kind of class to the cooperative banks.
Perfect. That answers my question, Satya. So Vishram sir, let's talk about challenges and problems faced first, then we'll go on to the solution next. So what kind of assume that I am a customer of a cooperative bank, what are all the manual works being involved there, right? So if you can give an example or something, that will be of great help. What kind of manual activities are being performed in a cooperative bank?
See, many of the cooperative banks, you can say almost all cooperative banks has a proper CBS system in place, right? But there are many services which need to be organized in such a way that there could be integration with the technology and they can be taken forward. Say start point is the account opening. As of now, the customer has to move to the branch and go for account opening. Submit all the documentations in person and complete the account opening. And that particular time taken for completing the account opening in the branch itself is more than 10-15 minutes. And rather to start with that account operations for the customer takes 3 to 4 days because it's a process on centralized basis. So converting this particular aspect into a system-based approach by uploading all the documents and verification through Aadhaar-based OTP, this could be brought down hardly to 3 minutes. So capturing photo, taking all the details.
Okay.
And nowadays, this is one part. Second part is all other operations, say creation of a fixed deposit account, locker services, then request for the statements. These are majorly parts which can be converted into a service criterion into IT system only, so that the customer preferences which are changing can be adhered to.
Okay.
And besides this, there are some words, say the MIS and the HR aspects in the banking.
Okay.
See, in basic work of MIS is to give the proper analytical approach and the data mining of the particular activity of the bank to the decision-making levels. But mostly it is done on Excel-based. So this data analysis cannot be Excel-based. It should be system-driven.
Right.
Second part is the HR. What HR operations? HR operations are, say, for transfers, then education, then promotions, and the salary and the taxes, all that. So from all these activities, only the need is to use of the maximum technology to get proper answers, perfect answers, and timely answers on these solutions. Likely for the loans, even for the loans. I can tell you that this particular area where the loan origination system is a big call for the cooperative banks to complete. Because that's the area where they basically lag into the competition and they perfectly remain so behind that only second, third choice who had been neglected, rejected by other banks comes to the cooperative banks. This should not be the situation.
Correct.
You should be driving force as like any other organization. You can have a first choice customer.
True. So I think I put this question to Satya in a different way. Satya, so one we have discussed about what all the manual work being involved, where Vishram sir has answered that. So what kind of challenges from a borrower standpoint or a customer standpoint coming to an UCB, right? What kind of challenges that he is facing currently? Maybe if you can throw a light on that, Satya.
The challenges actually for the customers on UCB is not specific to the UCBs. Maybe it will be for the banking as such, because UCBs are not out of the system. It is there into the system as well. So it will be for the customers as such for the banking industry. More specific, you can say the challenges for the customers. But you can say that the customers which are coming to the UCBs, which I have earlier quoted, so there are a certain class of customers which are moving to UCBs or maybe a cooperative societies also in small villages where there are 1 or 2 private or public banks, and the cooperative societies are also where in large numbers are there in the villages. So in the case of UCB, the customers actually are from the very different class. So giving them a specific, what you can say, it will be nurturing them or giving them a financial literacy also is very poor with them, because considering class of the customers those are coming. So the basic idea behind UCB is to give the customer services also comes that they also give the financial literacy or giving a financial kind of knowledge to the customers who are coming to the banks, because they are maybe they are not aware about the basic processes of the bank, because they haven't been to the bank earlier. They are new to the bank. They haven't been to the any of the bank earlier, and they are coming for the first time to the any UCB. So UCB is specifically concentrating on these kind of customers who are actually not having any banking background, and they are getting a good kind of knowledge to the customers. That will be a basic, what you can say, it will be a basic duty of the UCBs to educate the customers and give them the banking knowledge. So that will be actually this is also being done right now by the UCBs, because customer service is one of the basics of the UCBs, and on that particular thing, the customers are being attached with that bank as it is. They treat that as their family, and it's like the private banks which treat a customer with their number of the account number or maybe a token number. So this is a difference between the private banks and the UCBs.
Okay, so I mean, I would like to hear more on that, Satya. So when you say they are attached to them as like a family, right? Can you give more highlight on this? Because in one of the IBEX conference, one of the lady was asking to Manikaran sir that they are giving a loan just like that, and because they are like a family kind of a relationship being done. So without even getting the documents, now the RBI regulation is, we take that apart. So they are just giving loan on a relationship basis. So how bonded that and UCB with their customers?
You know, the concept of family doctor, which was there earlier. So it is like the same thing which the UCBs are treating their customers as their family. So they are not asking the customers to provide all the documents, but they are actually relying on their words, because they are family. So once they come in bank, they are as a family member, they are there and coming on daily basis. I have seen some customers, maybe senior citizens, who daily visit the banks, the office, and have a chit chat with the branch staff. And this is their daily routine. So once we add that person as a family, the person will be there as a family till he is there with us. So that kind of relationship is still there with all the UCBs of the customers. And that's why the customers are still there with the UCBs. They are next generations also coming to the banks, the UCB, for this kind of approach, which is, or the relationship which is built by the banks.
Interesting. I think this gives a totally different perspective where banks and NBFCs have to follow this, right? Treating customers as a family member, right? It is an important message that UCBs is giving to the market. Makes sense. So to consolidate all the points, right? Vishram sir has said that a major chunk of manual work is being done while account creation or through loan origination and HR payroll processing. And you were saying about the financial literacy, right? I think these are all the major points. Is there anything else that I'm missing, or Satya, is that fine?
For the challenges faced, you have mentioned, let us sum up that with the competition with all the banks, including the cooperative societies. And the second challenges the cooperative bankers are facing is the technology, the availability, the resourcefulness, and the availability of funds. The three activities make bankers in UCB difficult position to acquire those technology in a right required manner.
Understood.
And thirdly, the staff skill set and the delayed services. These have been the consolidated challenges as UCBs are facing. But these may be, as Satya has pointed out, they are the challenges all across the banking or all across the service industry.
Right.
Okay.
I just wanted to add on the points which Vishram sir mentioned in the first for this particular question when we were answering. that the account opening and the loan processing, which I would like to say that our bank is moving ahead for these particular issues which are faced by the customers. And we have actually also introduced the online savings account, which will be opened in 2 minutes online. And also the in this LOS project, we are moving ahead for this kind of saving account which is open online, and considering all the basic KYC documents which are taken in proof as a signed one in the branches along with the account opening form. So this also process is will be on the LOS project in the LOS system. So this process will also take 1 to 2 minutes, because the verification of PAN and Aadhaar and other KYC OED documents will be done online. So the customer, which which Sir told that it will take 3 to 4 days to open a saving account. So it will take at least almost 2 to 3 minutes max to open the account. Once it is the technology is been adopted by the bank. So this kind of account opening is also replicated for the current account, which we are also looking for. So for the business accounts also, we are moving ahead for the current account opening in this fashion. So account opening and the loan processing, both processes will be online on this specific system. So it will be a good win-win situation for the banks and the customers also, that this time will be saved for both customers and the banks. So this will be a technology advantage which should be taken by all the cooperative banks. Other banks also should be there on this kind of platforms. So it will be a time saving for the banks and the customers.
Okay, I think this from a Cosmos perspective, you have given some few success case studies. Maybe Vishram sir from Namco Bank, can you share few success stories that you have implemented which improve your customer experience?
Yeah, I will tell one story first, and then the second which is under implementation. The first story is that last year we started with a different scenario. We wanted these small customers and increase in grassroots level, how it can be done. So in last year we had disbursed around 800 and more small housing loan cases, out of which until the PMAY subsidy available, there were previous to last year, there were 428 cases which were sanctioned and disbursed during the course of January, February, and March. And successful part of that was due to the policy making, and those process notes and sanction letters were automated by indigenous way, say Excel programs. But it was done that the time saving was huge, and that is how the disbursement could take place within the shortest period of time. And that disbursement further took to allowing them subsidy in the right time. So Namco was the only bank last year all across India in the cooperative sector which gave 15 crore subsidy to their customers, disbursed to the accounts, and that is why HUDCO has felicitated Namco for this purpose as a best bank, along with Bank of Baroda and Jammu Kashmir Bank.
Okay,
so there were only four bankers. Three were these banks I have told, and fourth was the RRB from Haryana. And another success story was in last year we arranged 16 variants car show. It was a phenomenal car show. It was a phenomenal activity. So all the brand cars were available at one place. That show was available for 2 days. We concluded that show with 965 walk-ins, and we converted all around as of March, where 700 new car cases, and where the delinquency is absolutely below zero, absolutely nearing to zero. There is no delinquency into that. And now, as of now, this for car loan also, it was automated process. Once the process note is prepared, then the documentation part and the sanction letter part could come along with that. So it could save time. If the proposal is received at head office even today, within 2 hours, the person gets sanctioned or rejection. There is no chance that 1 or 2 days spent on that. And the similar fashion we are working on the all other areas, including the commercial loans, whereby the TAT could be drastically reduced and customer could be helped at the right time and required time.
Okay. I mean, this raises another question, sir, Vishram sir. Which kind of loan products is very simple, straightforward for Namco Bank, or which is taking more time, right? So
Commercial, basically commercial proposals.
okay. What is the duration for disbursing a commercial loan approximately?
It was 2.5 months since at the time I joined.
Okay.
And I now brought down to only 15 days to 25 days.
Interesting. Okay.
But still it is too long time taken. It should be completed within 7 to 10 days period.
Okay. Even 15 days can also be reduced, is it? Satya,
Yes.
what is your take on that? What kind of loan products is taking time, and what is if it is taking time, how long?
I will be of the opinion that the commercial loans are taking so much time, which Vishram sir just told. Because commercial loans has various aspects which needs to be checked by the bank, because all the balance sheet and all the analysis, the documents, the legal part, and any other part which is dependent on the business mix which the customer is carrying on. So there are different aspects which the bank has to check in the commercial loan. So I will be of the opinion that the commercial loan is one of the product which takes much time in the bank for the.
When you say much time, how much?
Same as 25 days to one month. That kind of period is required for the commercial loans right now.
Okay.
But what he rightly said that it should be reduced, considering all the automations in place. So it will be reduced in future.
Okay.
It should be.
Got it. I think just a quick update. I think we've just started and half an hour has gone. So we have just completed 50% of the session. Time flew, right? Shweta, I think you have some announcements to be done, right? Can you quickly do that?
Yeah, Mani. Yeah. So we are all excited to let you know about the 7th All India Urban Cooperative Banking Summits that is going to be held on the June 14, 2023 in Mumbai at Hotel Lalit, and we will also be participating in the event. So do make sure to visit us, and if you're part of the cooperative bank, you can actually register for this event for free, and the registration link will be posted in the comment section. The theme of this the event is infusing professionalism through technology, which will also discuss on how technology can be infused in urban cooperative banks for overall growth and development. The key topics are the trends and drifts in urban cooperative banks. The discussion points will be mobile banking, ATM banking, digital lending. Then the second part is cyber security for safe banking. And then the third is the role of technology in customer oriented banking. So that is all the announcements it's about.
I think this is a very good event where all the cooperatives are coming on the next Wednesday. We are also part of that event. So where you can get latest technology updates. So let's come back. I think we have got a question from one of the audience. Either Satya or Vishram sir can take it up. Is there any steps for the LOS process where the customer facing, right? So even in the Cosmos Bank, when I go to their website, there will be an inquiry form where they are just filling the application form. That's it, right? So the question is, UCB customers are from a different classes, right? So do you have any challenges in educating customers to use your LOS?
Yes, definitely. We are facing challenges at the skill set as well. The brand skill set and the work which we want to undertake through them has a different pace. That basically the skill set problem has arisen in almost all the cooperative banks. But how it can be taken up? I will just tell you one example. If what we are doing on the commercial loan origination processing, the loan application form can be filled on the website itself. All submissions in the PDF requirement can be uploaded therein. So once this application format is completed, it will key in the number, and number will be given to customer. Either can be note down or through SMS or email format. Once it is done, the required process is to evaluate those documents submitted or any other necessity of the document to be completed at the back office. So that cannot be done by taking printouts or any other means, but it can be done through system itself. How? See, for example, the passbook or the statement of account is submitted. So there are processes that analyzes the statement of account within 2 minutes and give you the opinion about the real business that has been conducted by the customer during the course of the document which has been submitted on the portal. So that device can be helpful. That will give us the comparison of the sales turnover for the sales that has been booked as per the quarters or the financial statements.
Okay.
This way, the analysis can be completed on the portal by a second phase, and the third phase would be the movement of the sanction from one place to the sanctioning authority.
Okay.
So this is all intended. This is all been now articulated. You can say a starting point. It will take some time to go through this. Even in today's scenario, for HDFC Bank or HDFC Limited, they collect all the statements, but all other part which I explained to you is moreover manually for them also. They take those printouts with them and they complete it.
Got it. I think thanks for answering that, Vishram sir. So I think we are getting a lot of questions. I'll just take it up with the last 5-10 minutes. So we'll move on to the next question. I mean, this is to you, Satya. Like, so everybody is saying that data is a new oil, right? So, so I'd like to get hear your perspective on how analytics or data analytics or machine learning is helping UCBs. If you can give some sample case studies that helped you, maybe you can share those.
The data analytics part is yet to be implemented in the major UCBs also. Some UCBs are actually trying on that particular thing because the private players are already started with the data analytics and all those things, data warehousing also. But UCBs are still yet to start on that kind of thing because the private players are actually getting all the kind of loan leads and other things from the data mining. So that kind of part which should be looked in for the UCBs also, and they should have their own data team, which should do all these kind of activities in-house. So they will get all the data from their customers itself, and the new kind of leads and all those kinds of new loan generation will be there from that kind of data in-house data itself.
Okay.
So they are still not there, but they actually have that kind of what you can say. They actually should go for that data analytics and data mining part. So
okay.
It will be good for the UCBs in the coming future.
Makes sense. So that particular data analytics field is still open in UCBs where it has not been penetrated that much. Can I take that as a way?
Not started.
Okay. Not started. Okay. Makes sense.
It starts with the e-commerce, then social media, then marketing, digitally, and the customer service feedbacks. But these all things are presently absent in cooperative bank.
Makes sense. Okay. Got it. I think, see, technology is always comes with the cost, right? So, I mean, not all the UCBs will be able to afford it. Can you suggest any cost-effective ways that an UCB can implement technology solutions? Vishram sir, any suggestions to the audience?
I think it can be a pooled data, or it can be a pooled capital.
Okay.
So small cooperative banks can pool their capital together and have a specific work done through that pooled activity, and that activity even can be handled by the apex bodies
Okay.
for those small banks. See, banks like Namco, at least up to the phase whereby 2,500 crores above business mix, they themselves have the capability to grow with the technology and they can invest into it. But those who are below 1,000 crores, they may not be in a position to spend on the capital expenses for the acquiring these kind of technologies. So the pooled way is the best effective way for them.
Okay.
There are so many organizations in Maharashtra and for multi-states as well. Those organizations have to take that initiative and make a pooled amount for the infrastructure development of these small organizations.
Okay.
So likewise, the first thing that has already started by GPay, they have announced that you don't require a debit card to enroll yourself into UPI. Only authentication through your Aadhaar is sufficient.
Okay. Okay.
So even such organizations taking the initiative of onboarding many of the organizations which are in a lesser business amount of sales or growth, or their size is small enough to take all the expenses together.
Okay.
So this pooled activity is the best solution so far, that all will grow in the same manner, because if they left out from these growth aspirations, they will remain into those problems which they are facing as of now. So if they have to grow, they have to keep the pace. This is the format I suggest, that the pooled method, pooling the resources, pooling the capital, and pooling the related expertise could be the best way to go ahead for these organizations.
Perfect, sir. I think that answers my question. Satya, you want to answer that for how technology cost can be reduced? Is there any way that you can help us?
I will observe the same opinion I'm having, because the small banks could not invest that kind of capital for the all the architecture, data architecture, the data center, and all those things. So the big banks can help them by sharing their resources. So that will be helpful for the small banks, and they also can grow along with the big banks. As a cooperative sector, it will grow in this kind of.
I think, I mean, to answer that, maybe we are providing a solution, is a cost-effective solution that you can pay as you go. So it is a subscription-based product. Okay, so whenever they use it, they can pay it, and then so these kind of products are available in the market. They can make use of it, and they don't want to invest a large amount, a capex amount being involved. Okay, so we'll move on to the next point. See, even when I take a loan from a bank, right? So till the loan has been approved, they'll be asking, they'll keep on following up on us, right? So the moment when the loan is being dispersed, that's it, right? They don't even call us for getting feedback and all. So I just want to understand, even banks even failing at that point, right? So how UCBs are actually engaging with their customers to get the feedback? How basically Cosmos Bank does or Namco Bank does, Satya?
For any kind of loan which is being disbursed by the bank. So here we are actually also asking the customer to open their account with us. So it will be a regular visit which the customer used to pay to the bank branch. So thereby they actually create that kind of relationship again, which I've told earlier. So there they can educate the customer how to do the regular transactions, how to the further repayment of loan, how he can do it from his own account or any other account if he's having. So that kind of customer education also is a very big part here, wherein the customer will get to know the banking relationship, banking transactions, how it takes place, and how the banks are helping the customers for this kind of transactions which are daily done at the branches.
I tell you one of the point here that the customer service is the third and the biggest point, which has been even pointed out by Shaktikanta Das sir, Governor sir, in his speech on 29th of May. He said that growth should be along with the compliances and keeping in mind the service to the customer. So if cooperative banks adopt that, there are several methods as of today available in the market. I just first of all frankly tell you that cooperatives are not into this arena. A bank can take the internal or external surveys. Then the social media could be a survey point. Third is the customer calls. I have seen TJSB Bank has recently started this activity. Once the loan is being disbursed, TJSB customer service team calls the customers about the feedback of the disbursement of the loan and the time taken and all other aspects. Or the Google sheet like feedback form. For it could be for every services.
Correct.
I tell you that in sooner fashion, once you want your customers to be enhanced and keep intact, all these make sense, because once you say that it's our family, so you must listen to the family.
I would like to add in this because our bank has recently implemented one CRO concept, which is there in the branch itself. So once the customer comes to the branch, maybe a customer coming daily or once in a while he is coming to the branch. So the CRO is there as a lobby management. He just asks the customer to give his feedback about the services which are provided by the bank. Okay. And what kind of services which he wants to have from the bank, or any improvements or any kind of positive or negative feedback he can take from the customer directly. And on a monthly basis, they have their own meetings with the head office, and they used to give that kind of feedback which is received from the customer. So it will be collated, and the improvements which are suggested by the customers or the positives which are shared by the customers, that can be given, or that can be shared to other CROs also across the bank. So that kind of activity which is taken care of, and the bank is also moving ahead for the customer service and getting the feedback from the customer to improve it.
Okay.
Kind of activity which is started in our bank.
Interesting. I think these case studies will help us, the audience, for sure. No doubt about it. Thank you so much, Satya sir. And another important question, right? So this new millennials, right? So they want everything instant: coffee, instant delivery, Swiggy, Zomato, everything, Ola, Uber, right? Everything they want it instant, right? How UCBs can meet their expectations for these younger generations? Maybe Vishram sir and Satya, you both can answer this. It's a very important question, right? So how are we going to attract these younger generations?
See, what younger generation needs is the digital banking, personalization of the services, then financial education for them, or the community involvement, like the cooperative banks normally have the community relations. Then innovative products and sustainability for those products. I can tell you one example. What we are doing is we are planning to revamp the savings and current account products for the Namco.
Okay.
And those products would be customer friendly. They will give something in addition to those products which are available in the market. There will be lesser cost. There will be sustainability. And those products can bring the business in volumes.
Okay.
I'll not disclosing that products now, right now, because they are into the phase. I had experience in TJSB that once we started to devise some products into the market, when we start discussing on the products, one or two banks starts immediately before TJSB starts.
Okay.
So likewise, this should not be the experience here. So I'm not telling anything about it, but you will see that those changes are coming. And in the loan front also, I'm making one biggest change in the Namco that will be available on mobile. That can only I tell you right now. And these are all requirements of the new generation. They don't want to come to the banks. They don't want to talk to the people in the bank. They want everything happen for them in just a minute.
Correct.
So this technology and taking them forward with the old-fashioned organizations will not work. So the cooperative banks as well as the public sector banks might be facing those problems because their connectivity with the new generation is much lesser, not focused. I would say much lesser, not focused. Once they start focusing this, I am definitely of the opinion that UCBs will gain more than all other banks.
All right. I think that gives a detailed answer, sir. Thank you so much. And Satya, what is your view for meeting the younger generation expectations?
The basic idea about attracting this younger generation is only through the technology, use of technology, because they are in and out, they're on their mobiles. So once they get anything through their social channels, social groups, anything they get to know which is more attractive than the earlier day, so they will be in. So that kind of attitude also should be there from the UCBs, and to attract the younger generation, UCBs should ask that kind of suggestions from the these kind of new generation, the college-going people. So those kind of suggestions, if they can implement, because the expectation from the customers, which are from the new generation, can be given by them in themselves. So if we get the feedback from them at what you want in this kind of new generation, so and if the bank can implement, that will be a good point for attracting the new generation. So what Vishram sir told, that is also very good points. And in addition to that, the getting feedback from new generation will be also a added point for the banks to improve their service, and also add in their kitty what kind of products can be added for attracting the new generation.
Yeah, I think see there are a lot of neo banking apps are also getting into the Play Store, right? Where you can open an account, savings account in less than 2 minutes, right? And as you rightly said, mobile is the next big thing, right? Everybody is having mobile. And interestingly, one of the case studies where I had a discussion with Lakshmi, one of the neo banking app, and also Jupiter and FI. So when I spoke to all these founders, one of the interesting requests what they got from the neo banking app is check request. Okay. So they were wondering, why do they need to do check? Why do they need to have a check, right? Because everything they want to do online, but still the younger generation needs check because of various reasons. I think that is one of the interesting case study that I learned. And I think there are a lot of interesting questions are coming in the chat option. Since we in the interest of time, I'm just picking out few questions. One question from Kirtana, that how UCBs are overcoming regulatory and infrastructure challenges, right, to improve the customer experience. Can someone take it up?
See, customer services has to have two regulatory processes. So the regulatory processes which have been defined by the Reserve Bank of India for following the particular infrastructure development into technology need to be followed up thoroughly. There is no doubt. It can be a situation that the customer service is provided, but those parameters are not met. It can be done. So those parameters are really at the first stage we will have to follow on every point of time. Say, for example, we have started one processes into some group of companies, whereby we wanted that vulnerability assessment test should be done prior to the going through process of those into public. So these kind of challenges are very imperative and must for all of the UCBs or all of the banks, we could say, before they come across and opening up the new facets for the customer service and customer orientation to their new products.
Okay. I'll move on to the next question. So, are there any plans to participate in account aggregator system? Because that is the next big thing, right? Where you'll be able to get access to the phone number of all the banking data and others. So, what is the plan for that in UCB market?
UCB cannot leave them alone. You'll have to follow the same lines where the market is moving. You can have a step ahead. You can have a step back. If the aggregator program has been followed by all of the banks and then cooperative banks started following it, will make no sense because by that time there will be a losing of business.
Okay. Satya, you want to throw light on that?
I would like to say the same thing, because if the UCBs are not going to be into the account aggregator mode, so the rightly said by Vishram sir that they will be losing business because all other banks which are already on the platform and started using the platform very wisely. So the UCBs also should not be behind and should be there in the platform ASAP.
Okay. And another question from Harish stating that recently RBI has cancelled the license of 7 cooperative banks. How is that even affecting the existing cooperative banks' growths and businesses?
Perfectly saying no impact, and there should not be any impact because 1 or 2 failures of the cooperative banks out of the 1,500 numbers which are still operative. It was 2,400 closed and merged, has brought it down to 1,500. But that is a systemic issue for a particular organization which is working into a particular area of operations. Debacle of 1 or 2 organizations across India should not affect them at all, because their strategy, their compliances, their reach to the customer should matter more than any of the systemic failure.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'll take last one question. Okay, so in the interest of time, so on the cyber security, right? One question has been asked, Satya. So how it is very important, because there are a lot of CISO speakers were there in the last IBEX event also, right? What kind of cyber security should be in place for an UCB?
See, for the cybersecurity space, the instructions are very clear from the regulator. So the UCBs also should be in compliance with all the regulatory guidelines for the cybersecurity. And any kind of cost, if it is involved for the cybersecurity, there is no option but to implement all those cybersecurity compliances and be ready for the any kind of further negative or any kind of issues, because cybersecurity is or keeping your data very properly, and or you can say the security of your data is utmost important. So the regulators which are issuing the guidelines to the commercial or other banks are also issuing guidelines to the UCBs, and UCB have no other choice but to follow those guidelines and implement the cybersecurity, whatever guidelines or compliances which are there.
Okay.
I will just add 2 points into this. One of the important points, I'll give you then old example. Grandmother's gold. She keeps into her batua.
Okay.
And keeps it with such a way that it won't be available to anybody, including the persons in the house. So security aspect is like that. It is the amount of the persons lying with you. Right. It is a fiduciary relationship of the banker to keep it protected from all the events of attacks. So bank must have the proper work to follow and proper systems to operate, so that anybody, any person who is not knowing to the organization, by virtue of the operation, should not get the access of the account or access of the data, so that bank can be played in the hands of the person who is hacking the system.
Okay. I think that gives an input to our audience. I mean, one last question. So, to both of you, Satya and Vishram sir, like, what is the one advice that you can give to the audience, or what is the one actionable insights that you can tell to the audience so that they can take that as a key takeaway?
You should be in a digital banking platform aggressive, first of all. Second is, customer experiences also should be understood. With those customer experiences, you can be able to change your new product designs, your new product requirements, and your earnings as well. Then third part is the focusing on the green technology initiative. See, you can have such an example into mutual fund activity. See, mutual funds send a statement to SMS. You open the link, you get that statement of account downloaded to your mobile or the laptop. Such kind of activities would be needed henceforth, and that is a requirement of a new generation as well.
Correct.
And the last and important point is innovations in the technology. Every now and then, you will find something new to be done into the aspect of technology. Add to those points affordably. See, I'll tell an example. See, 200, 300 crores bank, if things like that, to grow in a digital banking in a very different proportion. But the use of those technologies for their growth and their profitability, if lesser in first 5 years, then their choice should not be like that. So their growth into digital banking should be linked to their strategies of year-on-year growth.
Okay.
We cannot say that we can work and do a systemic transactions or systematic transactions like HDFC. No, they can't do that. Even Namco cannot do that. So
Correct.
you should have your growth plan aligned to the digital requirements of your own organization. It will differ organization to organization due to the requirement of amount and linking their requirements to their sustainable growth budgets for the particular years.
Okay.
You can say 3 years, 4 years platform they can take, but not more than that.
True.
And IT should be aligned and linked to these growth plans that have been designed and worked out by the top management.
Okay. And Satya, what is your actionable insight?
I will say only in few words that what I told earlier, that the family doctor concept, which was there, which should be there right now. So the family banking also should be there. Correct. And the participants who are joined today, I have, first of all, thanks. I have first of all, in the starting of the session also, I wanted to thank them who have joined the session. So I will ask the participants to follow the family banking and also follow the UCBs and open their accounts with UCBs, so they will get to know the service which is provided by the UCBs, and they will get to know what is the exact difference between the private players which are providing the services to them and UCBs which providing services to them. So they will get to know the change in the services or the relationship and the bonding which is there with the UCBs, which I don't see in the private banks, or I fail to see in the public sector banks also. So this is the only takeaway I wanted to give to the participants, that family banking is very much good and they should go to UCB and feel the difference.
I think this is going to be a next trending word, family banking, right, Satya? I think
it's a trending word in cooperative. Very true.
Okay, great. I think Thank you so much, Satya sir and Vishram sir. I think in the midst of
Thank you so much, Mani, and your team that you have provided this platform to all of the UCBs and ourselves to understand, because all these questions are not the questions of the remaining UCBs. All the questions are questions of Namco and Cosmos as well. So we will have to look into look into those questions and introspecting further changes and requirements, calculations to make the customer service very, very proactive, and a required need of the new generation can be taken care of.
Thank you, sir. I think I take that as I'm really honored to hear that compliment, sir. Thank you so much. And by the way, Satya sir, thanks for accepting this as an invite, and thanks for being this webinar, sir. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Mani. Thanks, Mani, for giving this opportunity to me, for giving my expressing my thoughts about the UCBs and the specific questions regarding UCBs, because this is the one platform which will be which will be a good platform for the UCBs to express their issues, the customers' issues, and the next steps which are required from the UCBs. Participants also must have got a few points which they were not unaware, or they may be aware, or they must have taken some good takeaways from this discussion.
Definitely, sir. It's going to be highlighting such a session for all the audience. This video is going to be recorded, and we'll be publishing this as a blog. Maybe next week they will be getting the detailed version. People who have missed this session, we will also circulate this. Anyways, we'll keep conducting these kind of webinars monthly or weekly, and we'll keep you posted in this forum. Thank you so much for the part.
Sir, thank you so much again. What I'll suggest is we will involve the federations of the particular district, cooperative federation, so that the audience can be rather in numbers, I would say 200, 300. Because they really need to go through this.
Perfect.
Some of the points we still missed out, we'll discuss sometime after.
Sure, sir. Sure, sir. I'll definitely give you a call, sir. Thank you so much for your time, sir.
Thank you for all the audience and Mani, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Yeah. Bye.